stampers. Since I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, most of my videos feature me demonstrating the use of our products. So this video segment will feature how I created this card using the Nothing's Better Than bundle. It's a stamp set and die coordinating bundle pack. So let's get started. My base was, or is, Early Espresso, and I've run it through my embossing machine using the Tasteful Textures embossing folder. It gives a subtle linen look. It just brings your card stock up a little bit when you run it through an embossing folder. So I don't know if you can see the difference on emboss to the embossing folder side. All right, and this is my inside piece. So before I attach that to the inside, we're gonna do a little bit of stamping, because if I don't get an impression just right or stamp image just right, I can flip it over and stamping the other side. So on the inside of my card, I'm gonna use this cookie that's got a bite out of it. That's gonna be the inside of the card. And then I also need a cookie that we're gonna pop up. So that's gonna be this one. And then, oh, I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I am not gonna do this one, although let's pull this in. And I'll give you kind of my idea of what I did on this cookie plate. So this cookie plate's got 3 cookies, of course, power 3. Got to do 3 things in my world to make it balanced. So 3 things, and then I put the cookies word towards the top. So the cookies word forces your eye this way to look at cookies, and then go around the plate and look at all those gorgeous, I would say, chocolate chip cookies, because those are my favorite. So that's what I did with that plate of cookies. But I said I was going to do something a little bit different. So we are going to do something a little bit different with my sample card, or the next card we're doing on the camera. But I got to finish stamping. I can't do a squirrel thing and get all sidetracked with everything. So when you cut down usually your card insides, or just for during paper crafting, you tend to get a lot of these thin little strips. So I'm telling you, you can use them instead of save them. They're perfect to create some backgrounds. So I got 3 cookies stamped there. And I hold this up. See, this white is not all the way underneath the pattern paper. It's just along the sides. So let's bring our, oh, squirrel again. Let me stamp the last thing so I can get the ink pad out of the way. And my paper piercing mat. I use my paper piercing mat when I'm stamping with my photopolymer stamps. That way I get a good ink to paper transfer. If I'm just stamping on my hard table and using photopolymer stamps, sometimes the ink won't quite transfer right. All right, so I can get this, the paper piercing mat out of the way, and then I can start assembling. All right, so you saw me only stamp 3 cookies, but I had some strips already ready. So what we're going to do is start from the back or the bottom of the card and work your way up on your layers. So this is the new Stampin' Seal. It's our new tape runner. And let's see, what I'm doing is I'm going to eyeball just a little bit of Early Espresso to the left of that strip. And then a little bit of Early Espresso card base. Maybe I'll open up the card. About the same amount, just eyeballing, peeking out. And I'm making sure that that strip is straight while I'm eyeballing. Okay, so those are background piece. And then this piece is going to be next. But instead of having it flat against the card, going to pull in our mini dimensionals. Now we also have full-size dimensionals, but I like to use our minis when possible, because you get 300 minis. No, I'm sorry, you get 250 minis on a sheet versus 100. And then you've got all this outside you can use as well. So you can see I've already cut some of those out of there. So we're going to pull up the backer sheets. And I'm going to use those mini dimensionals Well, I might. I did on this card with the mint macaron and the copper ribbon. Okay, I'm going to make sure I'm straight in my camera. Yep, I'm straight. Okay, so we're going to pop up that stripe. And this pattern is from the Flowers for Every Season pattern pack. It's the pattern pack that I included in the Mega Making Take kits. So that's why I opted to use this pattern. Plus, it's the brown tone, so I got to have it for the chocolate, the cookies. All right, so I said I was going to do something a little bit different. I don't have my sample done. It's just a vision in my head. So this is kind of a lesson on if you see something and you don't have quite the same supplies, or you want to make it a little different in your own design, go ahead and do that. So this is a stitch circle from the Stitch Shapes die set, and it's cut using the Daffodil Delight paper. And now I've got our doilies. So I mentioned in my previous video that I did not receive these in time to include them in your kits, but I am going to use them for your for my show special. So show special details have flashed on the screen already once. They'll flash again and be everywhere. Looking for things here while I talk, and be everywhere where all of our show specials are advertised. My blog, it'll be on my blog. It'll be on the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo blog. Okay, now I got to stop talking and just think about my card here. So I stamped this one. Another tip, save your scraps because you don't know how small of a scrap you'll need. We just needed a small scrap there. I've already got one cut out with my die cut there. That's going to go there. And then a small white again. It was just a scrap like this. I cut down. It was that perfect size. I just used a paper snips to cut that down. I love it when I can reduce my scrap pile, which never seems to go down. It ebbs and flows, let's put it that way. All right, then I'm going to pop this one up. There. And then, I forgot to put my ribbon in like I kind of had it in my mind. So I can just tuck that underneath there because I used the dimensionals. So my idea was, I was just going to wrap it around and create just a simple knot. Don't have to do bows if you don't like them. Knots work just fine and add just as much detail. There. Okay, so where's my paper snips? I'm just going to cut the ends straight since I've got vertical stripes. I just want a straight edge for my ribbon. All right, let's secure down our doily here. So this is like your old-fashioned, sometimes when you go to fancy restaurants, you get cookies served on doilies. So that's my idea for that. All right, and I'm going to pop some of these cookies up, I think. Why not? Let's do one on each. And you can see that I must have decided I didn't have enough space, so I re-stamped that one, but nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to know that I reused that paper. So now how do I want the doily? I think I kind of want it at an angle there. So my doily is not secure yet, and that's because it's vellum and it's a doily. We're going to see all the adhesive on that. So I'm going to attach my cookies. And then I'm going to come and grab my glue dots. And I'm going to put a glue dot where that dimensional was. And that will be enough to secure this down. Okay, flip it over and decide where you want to tuck your cookies in. Yummy. All right, do I want today's plan at an angle or do I want it straight on? All right, if you follow me, you know I like things straight on. I have a difficulty doing stuff at an angle. And when I position stuff at an angle, I seriously put it like this. But I like the straight on because of the vertical stripes in the background. So cute, right? So I started with this design. I decided I liked the yellow, or I wanted to put the doily on a platter. And the doily is not going to show up on that white. Let me show you. It will show up a little bit, but there's not as much contrast. So that's why I decided to do a yellow platter instead. All right, so I'm going to swipe some things away here and show you where all the products are in the catalog and what I used to create this card. So here is the stamp set, or the stamp set is right here, and here are the coordinating dies. Dies are Love You More Than dies. So we have chocolate, coffee, cocktails, and I love you more for the words. Here's the stamp set. And here's the size on the front of the stamp set is the actual size of all of the stamps. Pretty cute. All right, and then I'm going to pull in the catalogs and show you where everything is in the catalogs. So this is our holiday catalog. August to December 2020 mini catalog is the official name. And on page 45, here are the ribbons I used on my sample card. So it's the fall ribbons, the mint macaron, and the copper basket weave. So perfect complement and a little bit of pop of color against the early espresso tones. And then we will switch to the annual catalog for the rest of the products. So here is the stamp set featured on page 91. We've got some concept art in the catalog to show you how to use the stamp set and the dies. And then if you purchase in a bundle, so use this bundle number of 154061, you get 10% off the individual prices. So always look for that circle. That circle says 10% off. Usually 2 items are bundled together and you get a little bit of discount. And then there's a sample here over on this side. A day without coffee is like, just kidding. I have no idea. So super fun, cute stamp set if you like chocolate, cookies, and cocktails. All right, the ink pad, I just used one ink pad, is our early espresso ink pad. And we have 5 different color families. So essentially 4 larger ones to cover the colors. And then we have a neutral family. And then we also have, actually we have six color families because we have always 2 in colors going. The in colors are around for 2 years, so every year they retire one collection, which is 5 colors, and bring in a new collection. Okay, I mentioned that I used the Take Your Pick tool, so here's our Take Your Pick tool. The ends are interchangeable. They kind of come out. One's a spatula end and one's the pick end. One end has got putty on it, so you can pick up sequins. And then there's an additional stylus with 2 ends that can be used on the Take Your Pick tool. Here are the ribbons, and I used the Daffodil Delight ruched ribbon, in addition to the 2 that were in the fall catalog. And if you need adhesives, we got you covered. So I used the Stamp and Seal number 6 and the glue dots today. We've got a ton of other glues as well. If you need some glues to add to your order, bring it up to that $50 minimum to get your free doilies. And then our die bundles. So we've got special pages this year. We actually sell them as a bundle. Look for these pages. It starts on page, we got a lot of bundles this year. It starts on page 173, but the Nothing But Is Better Than is on page 176. And then the circle that I used that had to stitched around the circles, the stitch shapes. And the last product that I used on these 2 cards would be the Tasteful Texture 3D embossing folder. Okay, I'm going to clear off and I'll be back in a second. Here's my next sample using the Nothing's Better Than stamp set and coordinating dies. This card I'll just do a mini demonstration though. There's a few things I want to point out to help you create a fun and successful card. So the first thing is, I mentioned I use the mini dimensionals whenever I can because there are 250 mini dimensionals on a sheet, plus the outsides that you can cut up. Here's the sheet I was working with, versus 100 on the regular size, and you can also cut out the outside on the regular size as well. So I just wanted to point that out. This is where those mini dimensionals shine. On smaller pieces that you want to pop up, you just put one on the umbrella and the lemon slice, and the cocktail glass, excuse me, and then place it on your card. And also in the previous video, I mentioned I have a hard time putting things at an angle, but this Whisper White piece seemed appropriate to put at an angle. It's a fun card, bright colors, cocktails are always fun, and I decided that instead of cutting a solid color Whisper White, I would just use the piece that I cut the glass out of. So I wanted to share that. A couple more tips is always emboss your card front, or try to at least if you've got time, because it just adds so much of a wow factor and it's very easy to do. So here's the unembossed side and the embossed side. In this one I use the Dainty Diamonds 3D embossing folder. All right, so my mini demonstration for this card will be what I did to create my cocktail glass. So I used my Poppy Parade ink to stamp the glass. I didn't want to use black. I didn't want anything harsh. And if I use a coordinating color that's in the pattern paper, then it color coordinates. It's not glaringly bright. All right, I'm going to pull this back. You can see all that there. What I did was I just closed my lid and I pressed my lid down. And I want a little bit of ink on my lid for my next step. Ink on my lid. And then this is the crushed curry one. So I'm going to move this out of the way a little bit. And what I did was ink in the crushed curry first, and then took a sponge dauber and tapped it there. The reason why I'm not picking up ink from my ink pad is because I don't want to transfer crushed curry ink to my Poppy Parade ink pad. So just lightly tap on the bottom of the glass. And then, oops, I'm going to stand up. See if I can get this positioned. Oh, pretty good. And then we got to make some color on, I'm just going to stamp that off. The umbrella. And then the lemon slice too. I'm just going to stamp off some of that ink so I don't get, it's not quite so dark there. And then run that through your cutting machine and pop it up, and there's your card. So the other fun details, of course, are the cocktails word that I cut using the coordinating die set. And then there's a little butterfly gem. So here's how we sell our butterfly gems this year. 5 different colors included in the pack. And there's 2 different sizes. So I just popped one up there, and it color coordinates with that Poppy Parade pretty good. All right, the pattern paper comes from our very favoritist flower package that we're using, the Flower for All Seasons. So fun little card, right? All right, I'll be back in a second. Actually, before I zip away, I needed to show you some things in the catalog. So again, I'm featuring in my second segment the Nothing's Better Than stamp set and coordinating dies, page 91 of the catalog. And then sponge daubers have been around for forever. So page 147, right there, this is what I used to color my drink liquid. And then we also have the sponges and the circles that you cut in half, and then the sponges on the rollers. Okay, that's page 147. Here's our butterfly gems, page 12 on page 157. Did I say page 12? Number 12. And then I wanted to point out, because I know I'm running out of time, but on page 176, here's where you see the bundle together. Look at this sample that the concept artist used. They put probably 9 chocolates in a box, probably our square acetate boxes, and did a belly band around that. Isn't that fabulous? So another idea for you using the stamp set. All right, I'll be back in a jiffy. Hey Stampers, I hope you enjoyed the additional projects I shared using the Nothing's Better Than stamp set and coordinating dies. I wanted to share the paper pack that I've been using throughout my presentations. It's the Flowers for Every Season paper pack. It's on page 148 right here. I use this stripe pattern, and also there's a brown stripe pattern with the poinsettias on the back. There are 12 different patterns in this pack, and they are 6x6 size. And the price is $11.50. So you get a lot of options for only $11.50. All right. Look at this. I don't have chocolate chip cookies, but I have puzzles. We have a few more kits to share. They are in our annual and fall catalog. So this is the Simply Citrus card kit. So this features the stamp set, glue dots on a sheet, a nice thick block, the ink spot, and then the supplies to make 3 each of the 5 different designs. Again, everything would be, oh, and you get a sheet of dimensionals too. Everything is in die cut form, so you just need to stamp and assemble. And then for this kit, you do need your scissors to cut the baker's twine. So I'm just going to point those out in the catalog in case you missed them. They all come with varying degrees of what's included, so make sure you read the fine print. If you look at the picture with your magnifying glass, you can see everything that's included. So this is on page 7. There's also looking up. There's this one, Gorgeous Posies, and then the Boho Indigo. Those are in the annual catalog right in the front. And then right in front of the fall catalog, we've got this card making kit, Joy of Sharing, makes 15 cards. And then if we flip the page on page 6, we've got the Christmas countdown. My last offering for today is my Kits in the Mail program. The designs change every month, but I do mail them priority rate, flat rate, so they get to you within 3 days of leaving my house. Inside are 12 kits, plus a thank you card, and then a surprise project or additional card. If the ribbons and embellishments don't fit in the envelopes, I tuck them along the side there. So these are the designs for August. You'll get 3 each of the 4 designs, enough supplies to make 3 each of the 4 designs. The 4th design, here is the 4th design, and this is what is included in this kit. So go to my blog at superawesomestamper.com to see what this design looks like, and for the Kits in the Mail details and ordering. Hey Stampers, it's Super Awesome Stamper Shirley Merker. I'd like to thank the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo for hosting us for this August mega event. I had a great time sharing my projects with you. I hope you had a great time creating along with us. My show special for August is place a $50 order excluding shipping and tax, and I will mail you this square vellum doily package. You need to use the host code N3HSWCWD at my website, which is sjsinks.stampinup.net, in order for me to mail you this square vellum doily package. Say that a few times. Details will be flashing at the end of my video. They'll be on my blog. Stamp and Scrapbook Expo will share the show special, so you'll be able to find that easily if you were not able to write all that down. I talk really fast sometimes. All right, a few additional things I want to review. I curate a box of monthly card kits in the mail, so full details are on my blog at superawesomestamper.com. If you'd like a paper pumpkin surprise in your mailbox, or you can mail them to somebody else as well, Paper Pumpkin is your subscription service. Full details can be accessed through my blog at superawesomestamper.com. You also order subscriptions through my online store as well. The August-December catalog is out. Yay! Lots of good things for the fall and winter season are in here. You can download a copy at my blog at superawesomestamper.com. And then the full color catalog you can order on your order, or you can download a copy at my blog at superawesomestamper.com. So everything starts at my blog, superawesomestamper.com. All right, last, if your wish list or shopping list is very long, I welcome all sorts of demonstrators to my team. So you can join Stampin' Up! If you'd like. PM me or send me a message through my blog, and we can discuss options of you becoming a demonstrator. If you need more stamping inspiration, I post to my YouTube channel, so like and subscribe there. Turn on the bell so you get notified when I post new content. I also have a business Facebook page and of course my blog at superawesomestamper.com. You can access all of my social media through my blog at superawesomestamper.com. I think that's it. I hope you had a good day with us. I hope you liked the projects that I shared, and we'll catch you around the web. Bye.